Are you in an abusive marriage? Is your spouse insulting or beating you? Are you afraid to speak out against your spouse? Well, it is important that you share out your story, as this is an issue that rarely sees the light of day. Today we take a look at Halima's scary story. Welcome to the show.
My name is Halima. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm an administrative assistant at one of the top accounting firms in Kenya. I've been married for the past 7 years and it's going to the 8th year this year. To be honest, my marriage was amazing at first. I was happy. I had one of the best people who was my best friend as my husband. He was kind, he was supportive, he was loving, he was everything I imagined I'd want in a husband and more. I was really, really happy at the beginning until small things started. Like, he would call me stupid, he'd call me malaya. It was just verbal abuse. So I didn't think much of it because I thought if it's not physical and he wasn't hurting me, I shouldn't be worried about anything. And that's what I thought for a long time until it started with a slap and it escalated to a blow and to a kick. A very, very vivid example was when a day he was telling me that I was late coming home the last night, and as I was trying to explain to him that I needed money for my medical expenses from the slaps and the blows, just to cover up, or just money for makeup to cover everything up. And that's why I needed to take the night shifts or to work extra hours, because he wouldn't pay for the damages he was causing. He got so infuriated and he grabbed me by my hair and banged me against the wall several times. And as I was screaming, my children came running from the house and they came screaming, and he couldn't stop, so he grabbed me by my hair and he literally just dragged me down the stairs, and my clothes was torn and I was bleeding. And as I was laying there helpless, he was just kicking me and kicking me and kicking me on my stomach, on my face, on my arms. And I was crying, I was screaming. My kids were screaming, they were running downstairs. They're trying to grab him and he would just push them aside. Then he was like, "Oh, you're screaming. You want the neighbors to hear, now they'll hear properly." So he grabbed me by my hair and he threw me outside. And I think the worst thing about that was just seeing my children crying and screaming for mama, mama, and I couldn't really do anything. I ended up being hospitalized for 2 weeks and I couldn't see any of them. My children, my husband, he wouldn't pay for the bills, I had to do it. He took away my car keys, he took away my cards. He said that I was cheating on him. I was being very modernized and I wasn't acting the way a wife is supposed to act. And I really don't know what to do or who to turn to.
Halima is a victim of domestic violence. So how does one become a victim of domestic violence?
My name is Faraji Chipinde. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. From Halima's case, which you've all heard, it's a clear case of domestic violence, which is common within the society. I think it is important for us to appreciate what domestic violence is. Domestic violence can be termed as any form of abuse within a relationship or a marriage setup that is channeled from the husband to the wife or vice versa. This abuse can be either in physical form, physical abuse. You can have emotional abuse, you can have sexual abuse, and you can have the verbal abuse. From Halima's case, they are all present, coming from what she has just explained to us. And the options that are available for her as a person are mainly in two ways. One, she can choose to have an out-of-court mediation or settlement or resolution, which can be either done through counseling, mediation, using a court annex mediation, or they can have a spiritual leader who can guide them in order to resolve the marriage, or lastly they can choose to use the relatives and family and parents in order to come up with a conclusion of the issues at hand in order to solve the issues within the marriage setup. The other available form of resolution that is available is the court annexed resolution, which you can approach court in two ways. One, the criminal aspect, and the civil aspect. From the criminal aspect, since the abuse that she's undergone carries some criminal element in as far as causing of grievous bodily harm to her body by the husband, she can visit the police station, get an OB number, to secure a P3 form, and then the police will actually forward the case to court for proper adjudication, and after charging the husband, and she can get her day in court, and justice will be served to that extent. The other extent will be the civil aspect, which would involve probably filing of a divorce and securing a restraining order, or filing for separation, or a child maintenance, in order to protect her interests and that of her children within the marriage setup. You find yourself in Halima's position, it's important for you to consult with your legal, with a lawyer or a legal consultant, for you to explore the avenues that are available for you in order for you to secure your interests or your rights within that setup.
We have come to the end of our show. I have been your host, Masi Wanza. Thank you very much for watching. Now, for more simplified legal information, follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram handles at Wakili Mkononi. Remember, ignorance of the law is no defense. Until next time, bye-bye.